investors. The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Thursday, the 24th of July. The Dow's down 170 at 44,838. It went to 45.16 yesterday. The all-time high is 45,073. So we're less than 60 points away from an all-time high. We were. Now, because we've got a couple of Dow stocks that took a little bit of a beating, what is IBM's down sharply. We've got, just it's a real mixed bag, the Dow 30. But at this particular point, getting close to an all-time high has been really important because you've already got the S&P and the QQQs, which today, look, here we go. The S&P extending that all-time high. Today up, let's see, it's up 14 at 63.73. I've got this as a leg D. So this is a notation that I'm very comfortable with. There's been an instant, in some areas there were instant restarts, in others there were a peak D, but it didn't make the new recovery high above D in 3 bars. It did 4 bars. So there's still, I now have to put a down arrow and an up arrow. So you've got a new buy signal, buy mode in the, right there in the daily. It's only a leg C in the weekly charts. And here we go again. We've got the QQQ. Did it make? No, it hasn't quite made an all-time high because 566.06 was the high. I think it was Friday. So today's consolidating. Today it's up 90 cents at 564.75. Hasn't quite made that high. But most importantly, this is also a D. So it's a peak D. And the 9's over the 14, same as the S&P. Very strong action, and only a leg B in the. I mean, these are fantastic. You would never have believed it when we got those buy signals back on April the 7th. I mean, who would have thought that this would be just 2 legs to the upside in the QQQ, all the way from the 400 level to 564.66 right now. The monthly chart is still extremely strong. The IWM has been lagging. Now, this has already gotten to a leg D in the weekly chart, unlike the others. Most importantly, though, look, this is down $1.31 at 225.36. There's all this resistance going to the 226.05 high that was way back in, I think it was February or so of this year. Can we get there? I just want to double check. I think I looked at it yesterday, but I need to confirm. Got to confirm it so that I'm going to say that it was, yeah, I thought it was a little high. It was 230.23. So that whole 230.23 area, we had a whole bunch of highs for a couple of weeks earlier in the year. That's going to be tough because you want to see it break, and you want to see it break to the upside quite nicely. So this is a little bit of a struggle. Now, what's even more important about the rotation that we're going through is that we've got some sectors, and this is what I've identified to subscribers, because we're trying to broaden out our portfolio, because, we've mentioned many times, we've got Robinhood, we've got GE, we've got Microsoft, we've got the IAI, which is the broker-dealer ETF. We've got a number of areas that have gone to all-time highs. The GBTC, the Bitcoin has gone to an all-time high. Now it's consolidating. I wanted to get us into other areas that if there is some kind of a pullback, since we're getting these notations in the Chapman wave that just says, be a little careful here, because on a purely technical, there's no fundamental news here that is overpowering the market that says, be careful, because now you're going to go tumbling down, and it's going to be sustained because the media is going to pick it up as a theme, and it'll be repeated day after day after day. And most importantly, what I am looking at here is if there's a broadening out, which I'm beginning to see, how does it evolve? But, we don't have anything here in the home builders, but look, where did I type that? Did I type that in the wrong place? I think I did. So let me go to this right here. TOL, Toll Brothers. fabulous move. Going from the 200 period moving average around about 90, it's now at 125 leg D in the weekly chart, under the major high of 169.52. Here it is at 125.59, down $1.16 today. I'm not sure. I want to call this a G/B in the daily chart, big spike up, but the technicals have improved enough. So that's what I mean by rotation. Now, this is interesting because let's go back to our story, and our story is that the U.S. bonds are seeing the price of bonds go down, so the yields go up a little bit. If you look at the TBT, which is the inverse of the TLT, the Lehman 20-year Treasury Bond ETF, this is up a little bit, up 17 ticks at 36.98, called at 3.698%. Not going anywhere, but the fact is that yields are in the higher range. They're not breaking out. I don't see them at this particular point as anything that is going to worry the market. Okay, so we can get that off the table. Once tariffs are starting to smooth out at 15% for a lot. So maybe that's off the table. Are there political ramifications? There are always political ramifications. How it permeates, I don't know yet. So all I can say is just purely on a technical basis, based on the notations in the Chapman wave methodology, a buy signal upgraded to a buy mode says that it should go to at least a leg D and then a peak D, and that's when you need to reassess. But I'm looking at this and saying, well, the Dow almost got to the high. The others are beginning to look fantastic because they made new highs like the S&P and the QQQ, but at the same time, look. These are not huge moves. A pullback now in the E-mini down, it's up $5.64.01, hitting the 1 minute 200 period moving average. Well, I'll get back to that in a moment. I do want to do this. Look, the QQQ, here we go. It's just steadily moving higher. There's no negativity in the price movement and action. When you haven't even tagged the 14-period moving average, you almost did it, but just missed on the 16th minute pullback. And then you had this cluster of when there was a top made back in June, and then you got the July going into the June low, the 23rd, and then it starts in there. You got 3 candles that touched the 14-period moving average, 2 went below. But look at this. There's nothing wrong with this chart. It is looking great. Wait a minute. MACD's pulling back. Stochastics at 83%, still very good. Above 80%. On balance volume is still good. So it's only the MACD that's pulling back. Well, that's usually not good enough to tell you that you got anything like a serious sell signal. Nothing there yet. So what I'm doing is, if you look at the XLK, XLK is the S&P Select Tech Spider Fund. Doji candle peak D 4 sessions ago Friday, and then it pulls back, holds the 14-period moving average. Now it doesn't make lower lows and lower highs. We'll only know that if it slips underneath 256.95, the low of the 22nd. Then it's got a little mini dreaded H pattern. Hasn't done that yet. So to over anticipate, that's the reason why we've got a short position all prepared. Only if it gets triggered. And the last 2 days, I haven't even put it in as a potential. I'm preparing, though, that I think that there will be a little mini pullback, but until we start to see deterioration, you don't want to get ahead of this, because remember, my theme has always been, I've noticed over the years that stocks that make all-time highs tend to stay there until there's a change in trend.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, we're back. A whole bunch of questions came in. Let me just get to these one at a time. So I'm going to do Flex. I used to have Flex all done, Flex Limited. So I'll do that in a moment. But let me first do ISRG. ISRG, Intuitive Surgical. This is the Da Vinci product, the special. All the hospitals were spending $1 million at least on each one of these surgical procedure. So what happens, I have a friend who he and some others started a business on using particular tools, not electronic, nothing electronic. It was all hand out in Cambridge here, Massachusetts. And evidently it was fantastic. It was almost as if it was robotic, but it wasn't. But because hospitals spend a fortune on getting the product, then they have to upkeep it. They were not prepared to go to this back to the medieval ages, to these tools, and of course the business folded. But it was, I believe, I don't know, I haven't ever seen it, but I heard from other people that it really was an incredible machine. Surgeons really liked it, but the ease of robotics really took over. So Intuitive Surgical makes the most recent all-time high. Well, I don't know if it was all-time high because I've followed this for years. I've lost all the notation. Yeah, all-time high. The last one was back in 2021 in the 300s. So this was January of this year at I remember 616 round number. I lost the notation, so round number. These round number all-time highs, amazing. All-time high. So that's 616 back in January. Plummets down to the 400s. Skyrockets up to the 500s. Is now trading at 497. Not very good. It's a dreaded H pattern in the monthly chart, but it hasn't really rolled over. Same thing in the weekly chart, rolling over, and the left side low of the around about the 9th of June, and the 490s has been taken out. Today's low, yesterday's low was at 491, I think it was 491.86. It rallies the same day. It actually opened, listen to this, it opens at 522.50, bounces up to 530.35, and then tanks intraday to the 491.86 level and closes 501.95. Today's down 4 at 497.86. Now, I don't know if they had earnings come out, but the chart was suggesting, and I did the notations on this a little while back. I haven't looked at it recently, but the chart was suggesting that if it took out the 520 to 515 support level at any point in the weekly chart, you got to start watching that closely. Now, I don't know whether you have a position. Okay. So I'm looking at this and everything about it, lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. And then it rallies, and then it arches over from a peak A, and look, there's an A, it goes to an A minus, dreaded H pattern. There's another A, goes to a dreaded H pattern, but the week is young, so what I can say is if it closes above the low of the week of the 13th of June of 498.17, that's good, but it's got 2 sessions in which to do that. But the way it's looking to me is that this area right here, the low of the 18th of April, was 477. So I'm going to say that if it takes out 488, is at 497 right now. So if it takes out 488 by Monday or Tuesday, be careful, because this has got a lower to go. And the resistance with the 9-period moving average so wide below the 14. Now, here's another technique that some of you might, if you're writing down Chapman wave techniques, the plethora of techniques, when the 9 and 14 cross together under the 200-period exponential moving average, be careful, because what it's saying is that 200-period moving average, in this case, it's at 514, is now incredibly strong resistance. So, yes, I'd be very careful. I would not be buying if you're looking for the short side. 488 would be the next. Really, I'd call it. Oh, let me do this. This will be fun. Let's go to this and use Chapman Wave Automated. So ISRG. Oh, here's another reason. I'll go back to it. Why I think there's a good chance we start to get into some kind of toppy area. There we are. So we took out the 501 support, the 499 level as being previous support, 472. So I'm staying with what I was talking about before. 488 is going to be the next level to watch very closely. All right, let's go back to our charts. So that was the one question. Next question was Flex. You know what I'm going to do? I've got a break coming out. Let me just notate Flex after that. And I've done this before and I've followed Flex, but at this point it's a blank chart, both of them, all three, daily, weekly, monthly. So I'll rather do that a little later on. And so the question is, I have some shares from quite long ago, 2 times hedged into earnings. How low can it go before I reverse the hedges? Thanks. Okay. A2, I'll do that in a moment. I think you're right in looking for the downside, but I'll get to that. So other questions came in. Let me just see. I wrote them down. Yes. Could you look at Alcoa? Alcoa. I've had this on a list of stocks that have really started to improve, but only improved. They haven't. Alcoa hasn't changed yet to what I think is really a major up move, but it's really nice little double top here at the 200-period moving average. It's at 31.81, down 29 cents. If you're looking for longer-term potential buy-and holds, this is in the category, but Alcoa aluminum, I just don't have enough. If we had, and I had this on my list for subscribers, on that pullback to the 28th, in that 28, 29, if you were in it at that point, I said, just don't do anything. I wouldn't add, I wouldn't subtract, I'd just hold it, but we're not there. So I do have to wait for a pullback. But this is what I mean when I'm saying, look at this, the rotation through different sectors. Look at the steel stocks, SLX. That's LX. What is LX? It's fintech. Okay, I didn't want that. I wanted SLX. Look at the nice improvement in the chart of the steel sector. Now, we've once had this. We haven't got it now. I've been talking enough about it, but we haven't. Look, yesterday's pop up to the 74s went over the high of the week of the 8th of November of last year, which was 74.33. So this is very good action. So this is the conglomerate. This is the ETF, Van Eck Vector Steel ETF. This is another very bullish thing for the market. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying we missed our CLF, which is Cleveland Cliffs, a buy down to the lows. We have had it before. We had it and it just got, I can't remember if we could take it out for a slight gain. Then we never got back in. I had everything written out for 919 as the left side, right side price time match. We did it. It's looking good. Now it's had this 4-day pop to the upside. I really have to wait for a pullback. And this is probably one that we would get in. I always say that if you can get into a stock that represents like the leader, but it's like the little pilot fish following the whale, you can get a really nice percentage gain for a lot less money, and that's a nice way to play it sometimes. I'll be back in a moment. Dow's down 207, S&P's up 771, a little divergence. I'll be back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
I'll go So we're looking at Flex Incorporated, it's Flex Limited, I think I put. Yeah, Flex Limited, not Index. Let me just change this. That is Limited. Okay, so it does LTD, there it goes. Provides design, manufacturing, supply chain services into the industrial complex. So this has gone to a leg D in the monthly chart, and a huge. If this is a leg A, I mean, we're looking just the most spectacular thing. I'm going to call it E/A because it didn't take out the low that started the buy signal, so I'll put E. It's amazing. Yeah, there's so many of these, E/A. I mean, this portends an incredible 2025, but I don't want to go there right now. Other than to say the weekly chart is in a buy mode, and it went to a peak G in early 2025, pulls back from the 43-ish area down to the 25s, and whoosh, it goes up. And I've made this a phantom peak just because it's just too incredible to think that this could be an A. In the weekly chart, it had a high of, in the week of the 16th of May of this year, it hit 42.49, and the very next week the high is 42.50. So I call it like a parallel top. I did get a little hiccup right here in the in the on-balance volume, so I'm going to call that, and I've always changed the colors to say, this is not the Chapman wave methodology, this is subordinate to it. It is an alternate count that you can use. Sometimes it's important, so that at least it gets you to leg C, which could really be a D in time. And I'm calling this a phantom A. It isn't a real A, but I'm calling it a phantom because it's only just a penny away, and this is a leg B. All right, that's incredible action. Sharp red candle this week. MACD is good. Stochastic is fabulous at 96%. On-balance volume is just turning down. 9-period moving average way over the 14, and the price is over the 9. Let's get to the daily. And the daily is, why is it not coming out? There it is. Here's the daily. There it is. And this is also something, I've made a note. Actually, I keep forgetting to write down what I'm doing here. There are so many charts that have made phantom. No, I'm going to skip that. I'm just going to say there are many charts that have made instant restarts at peak D and then gone on for a whole bunch of other moves. This is almost an instant restart. It was 4 bars instead of 3. That would have been 3 consecutive ones, and then now it's gone to another D. Peak Ds in the Chapman wave methodology. I originally started this by calling it the 7 waveform way back when I used to hand chart, and eventually I learned. Fortunately, it was in the crash of 1987, where Fidelity Investments was my first big client, mutual fund. And I was on trial for the summer, and they said, okay, we like your work. So in August, that was my first real professional month with them. And I was hand charting, and I thought, gee, I've got a D here. It was in August, and I said, everything looks still strong. I think this can go higher. And it went to an E. I think it might even have gone to an F. And then I had my sell signal, and I had a hotline. I said hotline, and I got very, very careful. And that turned out to be a pretty serious stop, I would say. So I learned a long time ago, I call this the 7-wave form, and then I had to change it. It's not the 7-wave form anymore, because you can get all the way to get all the way to 9 waves. Not good enough. So I call it the Chapman wave methodology, and at D, other things can happen. That's where you can get a Chapman wave instant restart. We've had 2 of those, almost 3, because the rule is 3 bars to the next highest high, and that starts an alternate count. But in this case, it was 4 bars, and you got the last peak, A, B, C, D. So now there must have been earnings, because it's down almost 7%, down 372 at 49.97 right now. And what was the question? How low can it go before I reverse the hedge? So A2's got a hedge on. So what I would look at is I am now thinking seriously of doing a webinar. I'm thinking it'll be a good few hours, a live webinar in the day, because that's when you can see things in real life. That tells you whether you're right or wrong. You can just see it immediately. But one of the things that I already wrote down today is make a big deal about, and have a look at this. When you get a sell signal, it's almost the same as a buy signal. You've got to get let me just look at this. You've got to get, here we are. You've got to get strong candles to the downside. It's no good. Very often you get a sharp candle down and you think, oh my God, this is it. And you quickly, maybe the E-mini or something like that, you're quickly short. But you want 3 strong candles. When you get the 3 strong candles down, you've got momentum. Otherwise, it has a very quick reversal to the upside. So with that in mind, let's go to your Flex, F-L-E-X is the symbol, and I'll say this counts as 1. The day's young, anything can happen. But if tomorrow there is a new, whatever the low is today, so far it's 48.95, there's been a pretty decent bounce off that low. But if there's another down candle, big red candle, then this low right here of 48.16, that becomes your target because you want to see the candle whoosh to the downside, follow through, and you want a third candle. After the third candle, you can start thinking about reversing, even just maybe taking off. You don't have to really reverse it, but at least taking some off to reverse the actual action of the hedge. So it's ameliorated if there's reversal to the upside. But today is still just the first day that it's telling you that you are correct in looking at the downside. The MACD's weak. The relative strength is just horrible. Stochastics under 80% to 75. On-balance volume is doing nothing. What you want, and then we might even see in a case like this, normally I would see it going lower and lower and lower, and then eventually there's this climactic low with a volume, I call it the Chapman wave volume price reversal. I don't see it here because it's coming off a high, all-time high. In fact, the all-time high was there a round number. Let me just see. On the 22nd, no round numbers. On the 23rd, no round numbers. On the day of the high, it opens at 53. Round number. Here's 53.97. And it's plunging. So what I do is I type in 53.97 and 53, by which time I've already forgotten what the date is, 53.97, 53 OPE, and then I put the date in, which is 7/23/25. And then I have to make it, first of all, just in gray, just as a note to myself, because this is the first day it's turned down, and I'll change it to red. So this is a hint that at any point, as a 50-13, if it closes above 53, it's negated any topping formation because it wants to go higher. But at this particular point, everything about it in the daily. The weekly is still very powerful, but the daily is saying, watch it closely. If it takes out whatever the low is today and takes it out tomorrow, that's the candle that says, good, now you've got further downside action. Right here, you could have an inside day tomorrow, and then it pops up. So that's what I'm looking at. I'll be back in a moment. Dow's down 173.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds for both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi folks, so we are back. I'm just checking. So yeah, I'll get to those there in Tiger YouTube. So Roblox is a video games platform. Leg D, almost at the all-time high. I remember when this was just discussed. And I remember Kramer interviewing this guy. This was November of 2021. It hit 141.60 the second month after the IPO, 141.60. And the guy was saying, oh, how fantastic this is. And the CEO, how not just video games, but it's needed in all the platforms. And I had it all written down. I've lost that information, though. And the thing had a little bit of a slide from 141.60. It did get down to within 6 months later, is tootling along at 21.65. That was the May 22 low. And since then, it's gone peak A. Now, this is a fabulous example of a restart in the Chapman wave. That 21, let me put that in, 21.65. I'll treat this as if it's tomorrow for Technical Friday, where I go through some of the Chapman wave methodology. 65, and that was May of 2022. Okay. See, it goes to peak A, pulls back. That's an A, gray A. I didn't change the color. Then it goes A and B, but it hasn't taken out the left side low. Successful H pattern. Then a successful H goes to an M, and then a third M. Finally, it kicks in, and what does it do? It goes leg C, peak C, leg D. It's in leg D now with a high so far of 127.99, missed by 1 penny, a round number. And it's a leg D. I could have had an instant. Now I'm just going, this is a D, right? Nothing changed here. This is a D in the weekly chart. Unbelievable. What fantastic. Oh, look at that. And then now the daily charts start to show the choppiness that we were looking at. Some of the leadership, like a Robin Hood. Look how choppy this is. Almost all-time high. It doesn't matter if they're different. Charts are charts. And they follow characters. Look, 113.44. Yeah, it is struggling. It's at 101.02. Look at General Electric. Hasn't hit an all-time high today. Very good action. But all of these are Microsoft. They were leaders, and they're struggling a little bit here. Look, peak D at 514.84. So let's go RBLX. So now it's made this high. It's got 3 bars later. It's already gone to the 114s after 127. So it's just nothing wrong. It's just digesting. I want to see that's really good action, but it means other areas are taking its place. So with that said, all I'm going to say is I love the action. The 9 is still way over the 14. The MACD hasn't crossed negative yet. The relative strength, the gray lines started to weaken. Stochastics weaken under 80%. So keep an eye on this. If it closes for 2 out of 3 sessions, not below the low of 113.95 made yesterday, but I'm going to say 111. If it goes down to 111 and it closes under the 14-period moving average, which is at 115.31, that says, okay, time out, that's all. So it's a timeout. I like it. 110 to 108 would be key support I'd say, over the next 10 sessions. But if it gets even close to the all-time high of 127, the most recent high, multi-year high of 127.99 by going to the upper part of the candle of the 22nd, which had 124.20, it says stalling. It could go into a rectangle formation. Just take time rather than price to go sideways and consolidate. So 118 right now. If it goes to 116.30 in the next day or so, be careful because it's on its way to that 115.32 level of the black 14-period moving average. But time for a little digestion. That's really what I'm saying. I hope that helps you there. Then in the Tiger YouTube, QuantumScape, SQ. Wait, isn't that QS? SQ. QS. Yeah, QuantumScape, QS, one I followed quite closely. I don't think we've ever had this. I've looked at it, said that it should be in our repertoire. Doing really nicely. It's at 13.29, up 47 cents. I actually have it written down as one of the stocks that I'm looking at in this particular phase. It says maybe other things will pull back. You've got some of the, in the landscape, you've got something like the... I don't want to mention names right now because we've got 2 that we're trying to get. But let's just say, like Procter & Gamble, finally trying to get off the ground. So you've got that whole area in the, let's call it the defensive area, not defense, but defensive area like GIS and stocks like that, Procter & Gamble, etc. So that's really important in this whole rotational thing. So let's just go back to QS, yeah, doing very well, up 46 cents today, 13.29. I had this all notated. I don't know why I've lost it. So just quickly, that's an A, that's an A. That's a B, this is an overlapping wave, fabulous. CD goes to the D, brand new. A, B, C, and it's gone to a D right there, brand new. A, this is an alternate count, E/B. Yeah, I like this very much. And the weekly chart, A, B, C, this could be a leg D, but look how it's holding. Look at that candle. This is very nice action. And if at any point QS, QuantumScape, is able to start on a weekly basis to close in the 1580 to 1630 area, that'll be really good action. So right now, I do like it very much. The key support right now, 1130 to 1088. Pull back to there, I'd say start looking at it as a potential entry point. CIVI. Oh, I don't think I've ever done CIVI. I don't know what it is. CIVI. Oh, yes. So this is what I mean by those rectangles that get off the ground. Sometimes they can be so frustrating. So you remember I mentioned yesterday that I have webinars on the large rectangle and the narrow rectangle. And in this particular instance, did I do that? Yep, I'll get it. Let me just get this. I hope I'm not messing things up. I've got a lot of charts open. So this is what I'm talking about. In the webinars that I've got, this is the long rectangle. It means it just trades in that range. There's a whole theory about that. And then the large rectangle, which we did, which is a stock that did that big arch formation. I remember charts so well, but I don't always remember the name. I'll think of it. But in the meantime, this is the long one. So it's gone peak A, peak B, peak C. So what you want to see is if it goes to a D above, let's just say it's a 32.19, up $1.23 right now. And I forgot to look what it is. Civilian, not civilian. All right, have a look at this. So you see this monthly chart on Civitas Resources. Never, first time I've ever heard. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Civitas Resources. All right, so in the resource area, look, this is a peak A. This is the weekly chart. A, B, C within the rectangle. What you want to see is that this whole rectangle, you want it to clear over the next, give it 6 weeks even, because this is a slow-moving stair-step chart making higher highs and higher lows. You want to see 35.80 to 36 at some point on a weekly close, and then you want to see it go above the 37.43 high of March of 2025. I'll be back in a
Sharpening your
moment.
skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi, folks. So let me just do this in the remaining time because there's a segment where we wrap up and we go to Steve Rhodes. So CVM, no, that's a different one. So this is CIVI. Yeah, so that's in the resource business. I just want to show you something. Look, we got a peak D in the 10-minute E-mini chart, right? Now we've got a new buy signal to buy mode. We're only in leg C in the 10-minute chart. The 914 is still very strong. So there should be a leg D. And the Dow has come back from minus 300 to just minus 131. S&P's up 17. Have to take some sips. So this is suggesting to me that buying is still coming in. You've got all-time highs in the S&P. What happened? I didn't do anything with the SMH. So Civi, the one that we're looking at, Civitas Resources, I put two V's by mistake. This is the pattern that we're looking at. It's just a rectangle formation. This strength that we're looking at now, if it gets to a leg D above this high of the 11th of is this July? No, yes, July, of 32.69. And then it has a Chapman Wave instant restart. That's what you want to see. And then it should go into the 36s. So right now, this is very good action, but it is trapped. And it's trapped between, at this point, I'd say between 29 and 34. If it starts to break above 34, that's what you want to see. It's making higher highs and higher lows, and it keeps doing these peak Ds. Isn't that remarkable? I mean, how many Ds have you seen in the last 3 days that I've been showing you charts? Even here, we've got peak D in the 1 minute chart that just keeps coming up, and you've got a peak D in the 10-minute chart that had that sharp pullback, and now you're in C. So should be going higher, at least intraday. This is very good action. So as I say, we've got no shorts on. We are looking at longs. We're trying to add some longs in different sectors. They seem to be holding very well, the ones that we want. Okay, so with that said, heading over to Steve Rhodes, check out my opening call daily newsletter. We're looking for new buys in this particular phase, and we're starting to get them.